Good evening. We'll give everybody a second to jump on. What better way to start the night than some You're Beautiful by James Blunt. Talking about skin and beauty and makeup. So I'm just going to make sure it looks like we are in the right group. We're in the right place. Hope you guys are having an awesome night. We had another beautiful day here in Red Deer. The sun was shining and I just love it. So tonight I've already had a ton of Ningxia Red. So instead I made myself, it's a glass of hot water with raw honey and a few drops of Thieves essential oil and lemon essential oil. So that will help keep my immune system strong. Hi ladies. Okay, we've got lots jumping on. Sarah and Cassie and Kim, Corey, Dorothy, Lana. Who else do we have? Hi Sandy. We have Nicola and Kayla. Okay, this is so exciting. So you all can tell I am a little bare-faced today. I'm not wearing any makeup. So we're gonna get into some details of healthy skin, and then I am going to do an online savvy face. So let's just pray this all goes well. Okay, so to start us off, we're gonna hit on a few oils that are super important for healthy skin. So as we know, we love Young Living. There is a few new people to this group that may not have used Young Living. So some of this stuff you guys may already know, and some of it may be new and exciting. So if there's something that you love or something that is new that's happening, feel free to pop it in the comments. We're gonna have a lot of fun. There's gonna be live giveaways and all of that kind of stuff. So Seed to Seal. Seed to Seal is the most important thing. And there is so much to learn about it and just about clean living, clean makeup, healthy skin. There's so much that I'm not going to be able to touch on everything tonight. I'm going to do my best. We're going to probably have a couple follow-up videos in regards to this topic. But the reason we love Young Living is because of Seed to Seal. So Young Living makes sure that their oils are 100% therapeutic grade. They're not cut, they're not adulterated, they're made sure that they're distilled at the proper temperatures, the proper times, all of those things to make sure that we're getting the best quality product, especially because we are putting it on our skin. And anything that we apply to our skin is going directly into our bloodstream and through our whole body. So this is really, really important that we want to make sure that the recommendations I'm gonna give are for Young Living specific products only. So let me know. I'm hoping that my internet connection is gonna stay good and strong. So if you have any troubles, let me know. I know for the replay, if there's any part that cuts out, there won't be any cutting out on the replay. It's usually okay. So to start off, we're going to focus on some of the oils for skin support that are in our premium starter kit. So the premium starter kit is what everybody usually gets started with when they want to join Young Living. It's the most versatile way to get started, and it's so exciting because there's so many ways to use it. I don't know if you can see, this is some of my office, but I have oils like everywhere. All over the floor in my office, in drawers in the kitchen, in my car, in my purse, in everybody's room, throughout the house. So we use them all the time. But what I find is the oils I go to the most are the ones in this beautiful starter kit. So it's a great way to get more ideas to use the products that you already have. So the starter kit has 11 of the most commonly used oils. It comes with a diffuser. You want to be diffusing. I have one diffuser here, right there in the background, pumping out some beautiful oils. So it comes with a diffuser, a little bit different looking than this one. It comes with samples of the Ningxia Red. You get 24% off all the products. So it is definitely the best way to get started. The kit is only $199. It's well over a $400 value. So once you hear all the uses, and this is just skin related, you'll realize how much of an amazing deal this is. So to get us started with healthy skin, the first one we're going to talk about is lavender essential oil. So lavender is like the most versatile, one of the most versatile oils. It's amazing to help reduce blemishes and to heal blemishes. So I am prone to sometimes getting hormonal breakouts, and I find using lavender can really help speed up that healing process. It's excellent for soothing the skin after being in the sun. We all know I'm fair, but we all know by having too much sun exposure, we need that vitamin D, but we really want to be careful with our skin and we don't want to be burning. So in those rare cases that you do burn, this is a really great way just to soothe the skin, make it feel much better. You can add a couple drops of peppermint on top just to like cool it off. Lavender is excellent for anti-aging support. Here's an amazing testimonial. So Leah said that she had rosacea and lavender and frankincense is what she used. She added it to her skincare products and applied directly to her skin, and it's been a miracle. So I don't know about you guys, but those are the reasons why I keep sharing about these products and keep telling people, because it is changing lives. It's so cool that, you know, we have something that can help people in a real tangible way. We all know that our skin, we don't want to be super vain, but it is important because that's the first thing people see, and we don't want to feel self-conscious about it. So when we have things like that that can help support our skin, it just makes such an amazing difference. Sarah just commented too, I love the starter kit oils. I've ordered them over and over and over again. So that is so awesome. Okay, so the next one, and this is hands down my favorite. I think I told you guys this last week. I can never, ever, ever be without. I have multiple backups because that's just how I am. I have to have it everywhere. But frankincense essential oil. So this is such a beautiful support to the skin, helping your skin stay clear. It's great to apply topically. Oftentimes I will just apply it neat, or you can apply it with a carrier oil or add a drop to your Young Living moisturizer. That can be very soothing to the skin. It can help brighten and lighten your skin. It's excellent for healing of any sort of wounds, scratches, scars, stretch marks. It's incredible for like itchy skin. So going through 2 pregnancies with Young Living, this was excellent to just apply on top of my belly and just help soothe that skin as it was stretching and growing. It really helped with that kind of itchy, uncomfortable irritation. So my girlfriend Chelsea, here's a testimonial from her. She had a 5-year-old C-section scar, and when she got her kit, she noticed that it kind of around the scar, it felt a little bit numb. It was like raised, like a raised scar. And she started applying frankincense topically. And within a few weeks, she started to begin noticing that it was feeling better. It wasn't feeling as hard, and really helped with her scarring. So that is pretty amazing. Next up is lemon essential oil. You can add a drop to your facial cleanser to help brighten your skin and your complexion. It also helps to remove dead skin cells. So we know we always want to slough off the dead skin cells. What happens with aging is young skin, we all know when babies are born and young kids, they have this beautiful, plump, like vibrant skin. And as we get older, so you really start noticing it in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, the skin, what happens is the top layer of your skin, the flaky part kind of your skin, it doesn't slough off as quickly. So when you're young, your skin sloughs off quicker. So you're regenerating that skin so it looks bright and fresh. Whereas as we age, that process is slowed down. So that's often why our skin can look dull and kind of not have that bright, youthful look to it. So getting off those dead skin cells can really help kind of improve the appearance of your skin. So you can also massage this into your skin to help dissolve cellulite and increase circulation. One thing to note is lemon is a citrus oil. So with all citrus oils, they have what's called photosensitivity. So what that means is if you were to apply this to any area of your skin and go directly in the sunlight, there's a chance that you could burn because it just makes the sun, it's like it's stronger on your skin. So if you're going to use this in your skincare regime, you'd want to use it at night so that you have time for it to absorb into the skin and do what it needs to do and not first thing in the morning. So just a little tip there. Okay, next one is the tea tree oil. Nope, that's a lie. There's tea tree oil in this, but it's purification. So it contains tea tree oil, which is a powerful cleansing oil. It's amazing for skin blemishes. So this is one of my go-tos. Anytime that I get a breakout, I notice my breakouts happen sometimes hormonally, like a one time a month, or I notice if like my routine isn't regular, so I'm not getting enough sleep. Maybe I didn't wash my face good enough, which is a huge no-no. You want to make sure you're doing that twice a day, every day. Depending on the food I've eaten or if I've indulged in like wine or rich foods. Sometimes for me, it's just like one glass of wine and a rich meal. I can notice that my skin starts to break out. So it is important to, keep what you're putting in your body super good, and that also will reflect on your skin. But in those times, because it's going to happen once in a while that you get the little blemish, purification is a great go-to because of the tea tree oil. And I just apply neat, so I'll wash my face really well, and I'll just like spot treat with the tea tree oil and just leave it for a little bit before I moisturize. It's also great for like itchy or irritated skin. You can add it to your lavender body lotion. It's amazing for insect bites, discomfort, the pain, the itching. So this is skin related, but not beauty related. This past weekend, we had a birthday party for my 4-year-old. He just turned 4, my little Brock. And my nephew was over who was 2 years old. And we were just playing out in the yard. And all of a sudden we noticed that he was kind of screaming and like batting at his head and his body. And we had discovered that there was a wasp's nest hidden that we didn't know about. And he ended up getting 2 bites on his arm and 1 on his ear, the poor little guy. So of course he was very upset. And I ran in the house as quickly as I could. And I applied a few drops to his arm. I applied to his ear. Took him a few minutes and some hugs to kind of start feeling a little bit better. But seriously, like within minutes, his demeanor changed. You could tell the swelling had gone down. They weren't irritated anymore. So I'm just so thankful to have these little things that could have been a full night of crying and upset. So that's pretty cool that it worked so fast. Another testimonial is my beautiful friend Emma. Her little guy had cradle cap. So cradle cap is actually like a fungus. So most people think that you need to moisturize because it's that dry skin when babies are born, but it actually thrives in damp or moist areas. So what's best to do is to wash the baby's hair with really clean, safe shampoo. My recommendation is the Young Living Kid Sense or the Seedlings shampoo. And then you want to make sure that you dry their head really well so it's not damp anymore. And you can apply a drop of tea tree oil. I would start diluted, and you can just massage into the scalp. And then you take a soft bristled brush. It's usually just those baby brushes, and you gently massage and brush the hair. And it'll help kind of like gently exfoliate the dry skin. And she said after doing this, it was gone in a week. So just being diligent of like 5 to 7 times once a week, and cradle cap was completely gone. So it's just such an amazing support for so many things. Next up, we have Copaiba, which is a hidden gem. I love this oil. It's very mild. It's got kind of an earthy aroma, but it's super gentle to use and amazing for the skin. So it reduces the appearance of blemishes. It can help promote that youthful, radiant glow, and it's amazing for the under eye. So we have a DIY little recipe that I'm going to show you shortly, and it has Copaiba in it. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. And then we've got our Northern Lights Black Spruce, which is a tree oil. So this is great to apply topically or in moisturizer. Initially, I wouldn't really gravitate towards it or think like a tree oil would be one of those top oils for skin, but it's actually super healthy and supporting to our skin. So there's lots of amazing testimonials around it helping out with really, really dry skin. One of our girls, Michelle, had mentioned that she absolutely fell in love with this. I use it on my face with my moisturizer and have noticed a positive change within a week. Smooth skin, fewer blemishes. I also immediately feel my mood elevate each time I smell it throughout the day. Also, Cherise mentioned that she has very sensitive skin and it gets dry this time of year. So I use the Art Light moisturizer and put in either a drop of frankincense, Northern Lights, black spruce, or geranium to help moisturize and soothe the skin. And lastly, I'm going to share about a little bonus oil that is super awesome for the skin, which is jasmine essential oil. So jasmine is one of those gems of an oil. This is kind of one of the more pricey oils. It's very beautiful. The smell is just, I don't know, I can't even explain it. It's earthy, it has a floral tone to it, it's super grounding, but it's very healthy and supportive for the skin. It can relieve dry skin, helps to decrease wrinkles. Hello. It's supportive for PMS and menstrual issues, so that will be an added bonus, and it helps to relax the mind and boost confidence. So this is one of those amazing oils that you can also add into your regime. So a few other things, I'm just going to double check our comments here before I move on. I hope you guys are all enjoying a tea or a Ningxia spritzer right now. Awesome. Yeah, Sandy also said she uses it around her eyes every day. I'm pretty sure that was the frankincense. I just can't get enough of it. Awesome. I love how you guys have so many comments. This is so great. I'm going to come back and read a lot of them too, because I'm likely not going to get through all of them right now. But if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. And then anything that I can't answer kind of as we're going through the class, I will be sure to come back and answer. So a couple other things to consider that can impact your skin. Number one, hormones. It's kind of that topic that's, not super easy. There can be many different factors. So this is something that you definitely want to consult your medical practitioner or naturopath. We kind of consult a few different people just to make sure that our hormone levels are proper and that we're supporting them in the right ways. Another thing is diet. So diet can hugely impact your skin. Like I mentioned earlier, that glass of wine with dinner, having a dessert, those little things, the extra sugar, processed foods, anything that's inflammatory can affect your skin. Also, having a healthy gut is huge. So damage and inflammation in the gut can show up on your skin with things like eczema, dermatitis, just any other skin issues show up on our skin. It is the largest organ, so that's where we're going to see things come to the surface. Lack of sleep. And I know we talked about this a little bit last week, but sleep is so important. And the more sleep you can get before midnight is even helpful too. Getting that early to bed, which isn't always the most fun, but early to bed, early to rise is kind of the best way to get that really good quality sleep, and which also supports your skin. And then water intake and hydration. So we all know water is super important. You can Google online how to get the proper amount of water for your body. It's usually by body weight. I love to add my citrus oils for food flavoring into my water just to get that added boost. And then being super mindful of the personal care products like soaps, shampoos, lotion, and of course our makeup. Okay, so let's talk quickly more about the essential oil quality. So synthetic and adulterated essential oils are not only unhelpful to your body, but they can actually cause harm. So when you're inhaling and using things on your body, you need to be certain that it's pure. If you don't eat it, you wouldn't want to put it on your skin. Young Living guarantees 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils from carefully identified plants. They have natural chemical standards and profiles. They exceed the world standards. Young Living is the world leader in essential oils and essential oil research. They do rigorous internal testing to make sure that they're getting that therapeutic quality. They do, like we mentioned before, the seed to seal with the highest standards from the seed, the cultivation, distilling, testing, and right up to when it's bottled and sent directly to your front door. It's unmatched by any other company. Young Living is hands down the best company I've ever used like natural products from, and we've tried quite a few. So here's a little backstory about the production of essential oils. In France, the production of true lavender oil dropped from 87 tons in 1967 to only 12 tons in 1998. Did you guys get that? So in 1967, they had 87 tons of pure true lavender, and by 1998, it was 12. That's a massive decrease. Yet, during the same period, the worldwide demand for lavender grew over 100%. So where did essential oil makers obtain enough lavender to fill the demand? Well, they're either adulterated, they're synthetic, they're using a lot of other things, even just highly diluted, so you're not getting that therapeutic benefit. Most of the lavender sold in America is a hybrid type of a lavender, which is called lavandin. And when it's heated and then mixed with it's heated and then mixed with synthetics to improve the fragrance. So I know a lot of people want a specific scent when it comes to an essential oil, but we know with farming that seasons change year over year. So crops are naturally going to be slightly different, which can change the scent. But what Young Living does is measures the natural constituents and chemical compounds in each oil to make sure that each of them are meeting that therapeutic grade. So we know we're getting the best quality. So one woman heard that lavender had helped with burns. So she went to just a local health food store, grabbed a bottle of lavender. After applying it to her burnt arm, the pain intensified and the burn worsened. So she concluded that the lavender was not useful for healing the burns. But when her lavender oil was analyzed, it was found to be the hybrid lavandin, which has high amounts of camphor and may burn the skin. True lavender has almost no camphor, and the burn healing agents in the lavandin, it doesn't have in the lavandin. So cheap synthetic or diluted oils are potentially toxic. We definitely want to make sure that we're using high quality. Young Living is the single largest producer of therapeutic grade essential oils in the world, with thousands of acres of aromatic farmland. We're properly grown, harvested, distilled, and bottled, and the blended oils where they're produced. So we all know that we get what we pay for. So if you are brand new and you're watching this tonight and you have never tried Young Living essential oils, if you jump on and get your premium starter kit, you can make a comment in this thread, or you can send me a personal message and I will send you a lovely little welcome package in the mail with tons of resources, a sample of our Thieves household cleaner, and a few other goodies. So make sure if you are brand new and you're jumping on board that you want to send me a message. Okay, what else did I miss in these comments? Okay, next up, we are going to do our first giveaway. So if you guys were here last week, you know how this works. In order to claim or be entered in for a giveaway, you have to be commenting on this video and in this thread. So I would like you guys all to comment to be entered. What's one thing that you learned tonight about the oils and their supportive nature for the skin? So what's one thing that stood out to you that you loved about it? And what the gift is this beautiful, it's the chemical-free home for face and body. This is by Melissa Pepping. It's like a gorgeous little book with some DIY recipes, some perfume ideas, some hair ideas, just proper cleansing of the skin. So it's an awesome little tool. And then you'll also get a little lavender lip balm. So make sure you comment on this video and you can get entered in for that. Okay, next up, excuse me while I wipe my nose. We are going to make a little under eye roller. So I'm just gonna pop off the top of this, hopefully. If I can get it off. There we go. So we're gonna put some of my favorite oils in this. There we go. So I have my empty roller bottle and I'm gonna put on a roller fitment on top when we make this. If you don't have these, you can buy them on Amazon. You wanna make sure they're glass and they have a stainless steel roller top. If you don't wanna buy these online, you can also use like an empty bottle of oil. So once you've used up your bottle, you can always make it in here and just add a roller fitment. You can buy these from Young Living. They come in a 10-pack. They're super handy to have. I actually have them on multiple of my oils just to make it easy for rolling on or if you're driving. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add frankincense and copaiba into this. And you could also add a couple drops of jasmine essential oil. So all we do is we're going to put 10 drops of copaiba. It's going slow. Okay. And then we're going to do another 10 drops of frankincense, and then you're just going to top it with a carrier oil. So simple as that. And then you can add your couple drops of jasmine. You can use sweet almond oil, jojoba oil. They're kind of really nice ones to use under your eyes and on your face just because they don't have that greasy after. See if I can get this without spilling all over the place. There we go. How easy was that? Fill to the top. And then how I like to put my rollers on is I just put it on and screw it all the way down until it kind of clicks down. Sometimes you just have to check it, and then you can use that direct on your skin. So that is our little DIY tip. So copaiba, frankincense, 10 drops of each. You can add in a couple drops of jasmine essential oil as well. And you have a beautiful under eye roller that you can use morning and night. And it really helps to, so I've been using this and it really helps to reduce, like if you get dark circles, it can help reduce just puffiness if you haven't had enough sleep or really good sleep, or if you're just prone to, sometimes people will just wake up and their eyes are a little bit puffier, and it can just really help with reducing that puffiness. Okay. You can see there's a ton of comments, but it's not letting me click quickly. Okay, so next up, I'm going to try to keep this video not super long because I want to honor your time, but we are going to get started doing our Savvy Minerals makeup application. I have my whole little set of product here. I forgot to turn this light on. This might help so that you guys can kind of see a little bit better. So Young Living is a lifestyle company. So not only does Young Living have essential oils, they also have a ton of lifestyle products like makeup. They have a skincare line, they have a baby line, kids line, supplements. They're Ningxia Red. They have line for sports, men. So there's so many different options. But why toxin-free makeup? Why is it so important? So makeup and lotions can actually contain parabens and phthalates. These products are not regulated, and so many of this nasty stuff is on the shelf and we don't even know it. Many products can contain endocrine disrupting ingredients. And what's worse is a lot of the green products, it's called greenwashing, contain these products as well. They just have different names and they kind of put a pretty label on it and say green to make you think you're making a good choice, but there's still a lot of yuck and garbage in the product. Okay, so not only are they toxic, but it can be toxic to your reproductive system. These chemicals can be linked to increase in risk of cancers. There's studies that suggest that more products you use, the higher concentration of phthalates and parabens actually in your body. Common in cosmetics is talc, which can be mixed with asbestos during mining and manufacturing. Ew. And recent scientists have been able to track the asbestos and talc from the origin. So they're being able to track that it's where it's coming from and that it's getting into people's products and actually in their skin. Like there's you can Google it. Google's maybe not always the most accurate. There might be some other search engines out there that will give you, real studies of this kind of thing happening. People have long since known that aluminum poisoning can happen. But recent reports show that toxic deposits of metals can also be leading to the increase in Alzheimer's. And they're found in personal products like cosmetics, sunscreen, antiperspirant, and even certain medications can contain aluminum, which is really hard for our body to get rid of, and it very much affects our brain. So parabens are actually a man-made chemical created to prevent the spread of mold, fungi, bacteria in cosmetics, but it's causing many harmful side effects in our system. So it sounds like a great thing because it's trying to get rid of the mold and the fungi. Like we don't want that in our products, obviously, but it's linked to increasing rates of breast cancer and skin cancer. So we definitely don't want that stuff in our products. We want to find a way to naturally preserve. Fragrance is another nasty chemical that's in makeup and personal care products, and it's hormone disrupting, and it's actually one of the causes of dermatitis. So only 11 common toxic ingredients are banned in the United States, which is super scary. We get a lot of our stuff from there. There's about 570 banned in Canada, so it's a little bit better. Europe bans about 13,000, so Europe, they're always kind of a step ahead. But with Young Living Savvy Minerals, they have made a pledge that they have banned over 2,500 toxic ingredients from their mineral makeup line. So can I get an amen? Like that is amazing that we know we are getting safe, effective, beautiful products that we can use on our skin. I know so many women that have said, I don't do makeup, I'm not wearing makeup. And since Young Living has come out with a clean makeup line, they can actually put it on their skin and it's not irritating, it's not causing more harm, it's actually letting your skin breathe, and you can feel beautiful and confident and wear something that you know is so good for your skin. So what's in our makeup? It's got ingredients like jojoba oil, which is amazing for the skin, kale and clay, it's got aloe. They use mica, which is a naturally derived mineral pigment, essential oils, aspen bark extract, which is a natural preservative, arrowroot powder, sweet almond oil, sunflower oil, beeswax, and that's in their lipsticks, and it's got vitamin E. So there's some amazing, amazing ingredients in their products. So let's get started. First off, when you're doing your makeup, you always want to make sure that you've cleansed and washed your face really, really well. So we're not going to get deep into this because there's so much when it comes to cleansing and cleaning your face. We definitely need a whole nother evening. But a couple options would be the Art Foaming Wash, the Orange Blossom, the Mara Cleansing Oil. You could use the Charcoal Bar Soap, but you want to make sure you cleanse your skin really well. Then you also want to use a toner. The great thing about Young Living's toner is it is not drying. What it does is it actually cleans the additional dirt and leftover makeup or grime that's kind of on your face, and it restores the proper pH to our skin before we're putting other things on. And then of course you want to prime and moisturize. So I'm going to do a few steps here. You guys don't have to do this many steps. You can make it super simple. This is my already made under eye roller, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that on. I've got a couple mirrors going just to make sure I can see what I'm doing. But you apply that on. You want to make sure that you're being really gentle to your skin. The last thing that we want to do is when we're applying makeup is to pull and prod and like cause more wrinkles. So I've always been taught you can use these fingers or like your ring fingers and be super gentle, especially when applying around your eyes. I love to use the Art Renewal Serum. This just helps my skin feel beautiful. It's got orchid extract in it. It smells amazing. And I find it really helps with the moisture absorption in my skin and makes it easier to apply my makeup. And then what I use next is a tiny bit of the Art Light Moisturizer. And you guys, when you're using these products, you literally don't need very much. Like, I don't know if you saw how much of the, but like, can you see that? It's like half the size of a pea. So I'm not using a ton of product. So when you're buying these moisturizers, they actually do go a really long way. Okay. So I'm good and moisturized. Another thing to note too is when you're cleansing your face, toning, washing, moisturizing, they always say it's good to go all the way down your neck and down to your like décolletage, if I'm saying that properly. But I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes when women age, you'll notice their skin on their face looks really well because they've taken care of that, but their neck and their chest can sometimes not look as nice. So it's definitely always good to moisturize, exfoliate, and take care of your neck and your chest as well. So a couple options for, you can start using your makeup just after those two products. I like to use their primer as well. So Young Living has a hydrating primer and a mattifying primer. So it depends on the type of skin that you have. If you're more oily prone skin, you might want to do the mattifying. I sometimes will use it like in the summer months, but especially in this season, I prefer the hydrating. So you just need a tiny bit of the hydrating, same thing, about the size of a pea. Another option is in the summer months or winter, depending on what the weather's like, you can use the mineral sunscreen, either the 10 or 50 SPF, just to make sure that you're getting that additional sun protection. So just apply a little bit of that. Okay. And then next up is getting into our foundation. So if you guys don't have Young Living's makeup brushes, they are amazing. Like, I've never had brushes so great. They're vegan bristles, so they're very conscious that way. They're beautiful. I think it's $85, correct me if I'm wrong, for the set of 5 brushes, which is absolutely an unreal deal. Like, I have used makeup since, I don't know, I used to sneak it from my mom. If she's watching this, she'll know. She used to go to work in the morning and have a fuzz on my face. And I would go in and sneak her makeup just because I loved it. It wasn't that, you know, I felt like I wasn't pretty enough or anything like that. It was just, I loved to play. I loved makeup. I thought it was fun. And I've kind of been like that ever since I was allowed to wear it. So with the foundations, there's a ton of different options. So if you need help color matching, let me know, and we can kind of private message back and forth with some color options. Young Living has a line of Cool foundations. So Cool 1, 2, and 3. Typically, it's somebody that is more fair, has more of the blue veins. You tend to burn easier. They also have a warm foundation line, which would be somebody that tans a little bit better, maybe has more of the greenish vein. This can kind of vary. They also have a dark line. So surprisingly, I've had a lot of like North American Caucasian women that wear even the dark line. So it sounds like they're really dark. Sometimes they look dark, but once applied to the skin, it's not as bad. Not bad, but as dark. Especially if it's somebody that's in the sun a lot or happens to like snowbird down south and they get that extra sun. But right now, so I can kind of go both ways. Right now I'm wearing the warm, but I'm kind of in between colors. So what I do is I have a warm 1 and I have a warm 2, and I actually mix. So I'm gonna tap a little bit of powder in the cap, and I'm also gonna do the warm 2. And I'm gonna tap a little bit of that in as well. And then I kind of just like mix it up. You can tap it around. And then you're gonna need, this is like the secret weapon. With the foundations, you need their foundation brush, which is just the best brush ever. And then you need the Savvy Minerals Misting Spray. So this is not a finishing spray. This is a spray to use with the foundation and with the minerals. So you can use it with eyeshadow blush. But what you're gonna do is hold it, you know, a few inches away, and you're gonna spritz the brush 2 times. Sometimes what I'll do is just dab it on the inside of my arm, just to make sure it's not super, super wet, but tacky enough that it's gonna pick up the minerals. And then basically what you're gonna do is circular motion. You're gonna apply it to the skin. I oftentimes will still mist in between application, depending on the brush, when you just work it all around your face. So I know in the beginning, people feel like it's super intimidating to use mineral makeup. I was not quite sure because I'm a makeup lover. I was just used to what I loved, and I didn't want a bunch of powders all over the place. But now once I'm used to actually using mineral foundation, I notice that my skin can breathe way more, and I don't feel like I have that thick, cakey kind of feeling on my skin. So, and then it's always a good idea to brush. You never want to have a solid line down like the side of your chin. So it's good when you're applying, you want to make sure that you massage it all the way down your neck and blend it in really well. Yeah, so that's the bit of the foundation. Now I need some color. Okay. So next step, I probably do things a little bit backwards as some other people. I typically will do my foundation. Next, I do my eyeshadow, and I leave my contouring and blush and stuff as my last. So next, what I'm gonna do is, this is a little tip that I love, if I can find it. Maybe I didn't bring it. Sometimes I like to apply a tiny bit of the lavender lip balm to the eyelid, and then I gently just dab it. I don't do very much, and I massage it. Oh, I did grab it. Yay. Okay, so there's a couple options for putting on eyeshadow. You can put it on straight up, your eyeshadow. You can use your Savvy Mineral brush, and you can mist it, the brush, and then apply. But sometimes if I want just the color to pop and I don't want it quite as foiled, so the wet misting, I will just take the tiniest bit of lavender lip balm And I'm gonna just gently rub it over my eyelids. And I find for me, it just really helps the color stick. So let's see what I'm gonna experiment with today. So oftentimes, and it depends on what I'm doing. So some days if I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, I'll use what's called Best Kept Secret, which is a super like neutral tone. I'll see if I can show you on the back of my hand. So when you apply it, I don't know if you guys can be able to tell, it almost like blends into your skin tone. Like it's beautiful. So if you have a little bit of an uneven eyelid, this is a great way. If you want minimal makeup, you can use that. You can blend it over your eyelid just to make it an even, nice tone. You can also use this one as an eyeshadow base. So to help lessen creasing, if your eyelids are, sometimes people, I don't want to, this maybe isn't the right terminology, but grease your eyelids where you get more creasing. Could be from perspiration and stuff. So sometimes having the Best Kept Secret underneath will help that. But today what I'm gonna do is, I forget what color this one's called. You guys, if you know the color names, you can let me know. This is number 401, which is like a lighter tone. So what I like to do is I'm gonna dust it on my lid, and I slowly I actually kind of do all over just to brighten my eyelids. And then we'll get some color. So it just kind of brightened it up just that little bit. And then what I'm going to use today for fun is this eyeshadow palette. So there's a ton of gorgeous colors. You can see I use mine a lot. And I like to mix things. So I like to just explore. I think that's what makeup is about, is just picking some colors, trying it out. The best thing is if you don't like it, you take a Q-tip and you wipe it off, or you wash your face and you try again. So sometimes you want to have a little bit extra time if you're going to experiment. But so what I'm doing here is to add like some definition. I'm just going to be like kind of like dabbing it in the corner. So some makeup artists probably wouldn't go as far in. Sometimes I kind of like to have that defined line, but I'm just kind of dabbing it in. And I'm going to do that on both sides. This color I'm using right now is called Elegant. So it's kind of a darker tone. This isn't always my daily wear. Like it can be a little bit darker. So if you're going out on a date night or a night out with your girlfriends, sometimes it's fun to use a little bit more dramatic color. Then what I'm going to do is there's another color in here called Chic. I think that's the right one. But it's this purple tone. So I'm actually going to blend some of that in the corner as well and into the crease. So I'm just kind of dusting up and dusting into the crease. But you can already see there's a little bit more definition to the eye, and you can see more color. Perfect. Okay. And then next what I do, and this is a way, whoops, to really brighten, lift your eye, is to take a lighter color. So this is the lightest color on the palette. The other one that I love to do this with is called Wonderlust, which almost looks white, but it's not quite white. You just use a very tiny bit and tap off the rest, but you're gonna put it just right under the brow bone. And it's just gonna make your brow bone look like it's lifted a tiny bit more. Okay. And then also you wanna add to the inside corners of your eyes. This actually just brightens up the whole eye. Perfect. Okay, so that's kind of my eyeshadow look, if you can tell. Then I do brows. So when you're doing your brows, Young Living has this great brow brush. It's a really good idea to brush out your eyebrows just to make sure the hairs are going the right way. Then hopefully I brought the right color. For Eyebrows. There's a lot of options. They have a line called Multitasker. So Multitasker is a really deep brown. It's actually beautiful for eyeshadow or eyeliner. It's also used for eyebrows. For me, it is too dark. Like I am way too fair for that color. So then they have 3 more tones. So there's the regular Multitasker, then they have a light, medium, and a tan. So sometimes you got to play around with which one is the right color for you. But you can just take a tiny bit of it, and all you're going to want to do, this is harder without the proper mirror, and sometimes you can mist your brush too, but you're just going to almost stroke in your brows just to fill them in that little bit. And one tip for eyebrows is, so if you're missing eyebrows in some way, where you want them to line up is the corner of your eye, like your nose to your eye, kind of straight up. And then the outer corner of your eye is kind of where your eyebrows should go. So sometimes when I was learning, what I would do is almost put like a dot. So corner of the eye, put a dot, outer corner, put a dot, and then I'd know where I was drawing my eyebrows into. So I'm actually just gonna make this a smidge darker. Hopefully this works out. It's all an experiment, right? And then you just follow along and shade in those hairs. And it just helps to add a little bit more definition to your eyes and kind of brighten and lift everything. Okay. Checking some of these comments. I'm gonna try finish up and wrap this up for you guys. Okay, lastly, we're gonna talk about contouring and brightening. So Young Living has a product called the Veil, which is super light. And so it's kind of like a super white, I don't know how well you guys can see this powder. There we go. So it's really light, but it's amazing for a highlighter. So what I like to do, sometimes I'll mist my brush if I want a little bit more definition, or I'll just take it dry and just dab a little bit in. And I'm just going to dust it under my eye and sweep it up my cheek. And then another place that you can apply it is down the bridge of your nose, just to brighten up your nose. There's tips like, depending on the shape of your nose, how you can make it look bigger or smaller. But I like to just go, see it just brightened it up a little bit. And then also another spot to make your lips pop is applying it just along the edge of your lips. So then what I'm going to do is contour. So contouring is like this scary thing, and back in the day some girls would go a little bit crazy with their contouring. So you can contour with a bronzer. Young Living has 2 bronzers. One's called Summer Loved, one's called Crowned All Over. Summer Loved is a lighter kind of bronzer, so if you're a lighter complexion, that might be a good choice. Summer Loved is quite a bit deeper. But what I like to do, because I like the shimmer in my veil, but for my contouring, I want it to be matte. So what I do is I use the dark one, and I'm just putting a little bit of the product in the cup. So it looks pretty dark. And what I'm gonna do is take, this is the bronzer, or actually, sorry, this is the contour brush. This is one of my favorite brushes. It's a little more like rounded and defined on the end. It's not as flat as, see if you can tell a little bit more. It's not as flat as the foundation brush. The contour brush is more rounded. So you can angle and get more edging, kind of. So again, I'm gonna spray. You don't have to spray, but I'm gonna just spritz a tiny bit, dab it off. I actually want a little bit more. And then I'm gonna take a tiny bit of that powder, and I'm gonna draw on that hollow line. And in the beginning, it looks kind of crazy, but promise, it'll end up looking nice. So this is kind of that secret tip, just especially if you don't have, like I kind of have, I don't want to say a chubbier face, but I don't have as much definition. But what I can do is use makeup to give myself more definition in more of a jawline. So what you're going to do is you want to do the 3 and the E. So that's the area where you're going to do your contouring. I'm going to take a little more product. And I like to really get in there. And then up on the forehead, jawline. And then another place that you can actually apply a little contouring is on the edges of your nose. So sometimes I just go in just a tiny bit on the edges of my nose. And then you can just blend it in. Make it not look so dramatic. And then you can finish off with a smidge of blush. The one I am using today is called Captivate. So you don't need a lot of the blush, and you just kind of want it where you smile. So the apples of your cheek, and swoop up just to add a tiny bit of color back into your cheeks. And then I would add a little bit extra mascara. Sometimes, depending on the day, you can do like mascara on the bottom, or you can leave it without, depending on your eye. And then one last tip that I like to sometimes do, I don't always do eyeliner on the bottom, but you can use what's called Jet Setter to do eyeliner. And you can do it just like I did with the brows, where you put the black in, you're gonna do a little misting spray. You can take the eyeliner brush, one end is like super skinny, the other end is an angled, you can tell, angled brush, and you can kind of do your eyeliner there to do more defined. But if I'm doing like a date night and I want a little more eyeliner on the bottom, instead of doing a thick line, what I like to take is this dark color. So it's not quite black, it's almost like a midnight blue, which seems a little bit strange, but on looks nice. And I just lightly dust underneath my eyes. Kind of just along that eyeshadow falling out, just under the bottom, that tiny bit. So just to give a little bit more dimension. And then I would apply my lipstick, which I forgot, and I'm done. I have a full face. So it's pretty simple. I know it took a lot longer because I'm just like chatting and talking. I'm gonna put on some lip balm. I like to put on a bit of lip balm and then maybe a more of a pinker lipstick to kind of stand out. Another tip is to add a tiny bit of lip gloss. So some people are big into lip gloss or big into lipstick. I kind of love both, so it just depends on my mood. One thing, if you're not big into lip gloss, but you just want to define your lips a little bit more, when you're applying your lip gloss, you're just going to want to do like the center of your bottom lip, which is just going to kind of make it stand out and pop a little bit more. You can also use different eyeshadows to do a lip liner if you want a little bit more defined. So there's tons of really fun and cool tips out there, but I know it's 8 o'clock, we've been an hour, and I don't want to keep you too much longer, but hopefully that was helpful. If you guys have more questions, feel free to just comment along and let me know. Okay, so a couple last things is with Young Living, I know lots of you already know this, but if you haven't heard about it yet, when buying your Young Living products, you want to do what's called Essential Rewards. This is their loyalty program. So we replaced like literally everything in our house except for groceries. So our supplements, our makeup, my husband's shampoo, deodorant, all of my stuff like that, our kids' personal care products, our toothpaste. And when we buy on Young Living's loyalty program, we get a percentage back to us to buy more free products. So I have saved thousands and thousands of dollars. I need to get a chart and show you guys because I think you would be floored how much free product I've earned over these last 7 years of just using things that we're going to use anyways. And then I get to reap the benefits by, you know, ordering extra Ningxia Red or trying some new makeup that I hadn't tried before. So they offer perks like you get a free oil every quarter, you get a cool oil on your oil anniversary. So 1 year of being on the loyalty program, your percentage increases. So for the first 3 months, you get 10% back. After 3 months, you're gonna get 20% back. I worked in a bank. They do not give you 20% back on investments. Let me tell you that. So invest in you and invest in your health. After 2 years, you're gonna get 25% back. So you guys, this is an incredible program. You can also get exclusive kits and deals on Essential Rewards. So it's kind of the best way to go. If you have never tried ordering on Essential Rewards before, I encourage you to give it a shot. If you do jump on Essential Rewards for the first time, make sure to comment on this video or send me a private message and I will send you a little gift in the mail. But tonight we have a couple more amazing giveaways and then we're gonna conclude. So I have a lip gloss. This one is my favorite and I am going to send it to one of your homes. This color is, I believe it's called Embraced. It's this beautiful light pinky fleshy tone. So this is gorgeous by itself, or sometimes I love to put it with like any lipstick. You can just add a tiny bit just to give it a shinier hue. So comment below what your favorite makeup tip is and I'm gonna give you, enter you into the draw for the lip balm, or sorry, the lip gloss. And then lastly, let's get a drum roll. I am giving away an eyeshadow palette. So this palette that I just used for my eyes, I'm going to send it to one of you. So tag a friend who needs to watch this video that hasn't yet, or add somebody new to get entered in for the Savvy Minerals eyeshadow palette. Okay. Lastly, I think I covered everything I was hoping to. Don't forget, if you are new and you just enrolled or you joined Essential Rewards, I will send you a gift. Don't forget to comment on these questions to get your name entered in to win some fun product. And then lastly, next week, we are going to do an awesome new class Monday night, 7 o'clock right here. And it's going to be about all things digestion. So Thanksgiving is around the corner. We are going to need all the digestion tips that we can get. So make sure that you share this with your friends, with your family, with the people that matter to you, and we can try help them live a safer, cleaner, happier life. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate all of your time. I love you guys dearly, and I can't wait to join you next week. Take care, guys.